Hi, my name is Rachel Bancroft. I am an RA in Riverbend and Canal, and this is my rehire application video. So my lowest ratings in the RA self-evaluation it was actually two of them. It was my role modeling skills and facilities management skills. So for facilities management, I think that sometimes my work orders and on-call logs and all of that fun stuff can sometimes be a little vague, and sometimes I can put them off a little to put them in. Like, I know that if an RA or if a resident, tells me that they need a work order, that I have up until the next day at 8 a.m. to put that in. And sometimes I can wait until, it's midnight that night, just because that's when I finally am like, oh, let me get around to doing it. And that's not fair to the resident, and that's honestly not fair to maintenance either, because they need that information. So my plan on fixing this is when a resident emails me or group meets me or whatever the case may be, when they're like, hey, I need a work order, my plan is to, one, ask as many questions as I can think of. So let's say their sink broke. Okay, can you send me some pictures? What's going on? Is it leaking? And just so I have all the information possible, so then when I go and do put in the work order, it is more detailed, and that way maintenance is going in with a better idea of what's going on. And then another goal of mine, and another thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to work on putting in these work orders, I guess is the specifics I'm talking about, is to put them in before 8 p.m. that night, but instead of 8 a.m. the next day. Because I know if I give myself a deadline, then I'll stick to that deadline, like a due date, so to speak. And that way it'll just be done faster, and the resident can get the help that they need, or whatever the case may be, a little bit quicker. And my other lowest strength was role modeling. I love that I'm a very active and very busy person, and I love being part of a bunch of things, but sometimes I think I can spread myself a little too thin, and I just wouldn't recommend that to people. I don't think that I get to put my best foot forward all the time, because sometimes I'm just doing too much. And so the way I plan on working on this is to take a step back from my course load. I'm currently taking more course hours than I really need, and I don't see how that benefits me in the long run, because I'm not being able to perform my best overall. And then overall, my plan to just become a better RA and to just get the most out of this job is I want to learn from as many returners as possible. In my short time being in res life, I've learned that people who have been doing this longer know all the tricks and tips, because sometimes, websites can be finicky, or temp cards can just hate all of us, or whatever the case may be, that sometimes learning from people who've just been doing this longer is just the way to go. So they know how the system work, and honestly, it's better to learn from their mistakes instead of making them all by myself. But that is my spiel about my improvement strategies for the upcoming semesters, and thank you.